Christopher Nolan is a well-known director who has made many different types of films, from thrilling mind-benders to detective stories, and from dark mysteries to exciting sci-fi movies. He has left a big impact on the movie world. He's known for making big, successful movies. Even with his track record, many people, including me, are very excited about his new movie, Oppenheimer. I think it might be his best work yet. In this video, we're going to talk about what to expect from Oppenheimer and how this movie might be one of Christopher Nolan's best films, even though his previous films have been so good. If you want to keep up with all the latest news and discussions about Oppenheimer and Christopher Nolan, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. One thing that makes Christopher Nolan's films special is how personal they are. Even when his movies are big and full of special effects, they always have a deep, meaningful message. For example, the movie Memento was based on a real-life experience of Nolan's brother, Jonathan. Similarly, The Dark Knight reflected the fear many people in America felt after the 9/11 terrorist attacks, showing Nolan's and others' worries about more threats of terrorism. Movies like Interstellar and Inception were influenced by Nolan's own life as a dad. The special bond between a father and daughter in Interstellar and the famous scene in Inception, where a dad watches his kids play, both came from Nolan's personal experiences. In an Empire article, Nolan explained, "Even though I often make films that are very different from my life, I find that my personal growth is reflected in my work. This started from following a movie about a lonely writer in London. The big events in my life, like getting married, having kids, and seeing my kids grow up, help me know that I'm writing from a real place, whether it's a sci-fi movie, a thriller, or a superhero movie. I don't regret past decisions or wish I could have done things differently. I want my films to make people think." It's true that all of Nolan's films, no matter how big or what type they are, have similar themes. But each film is its own special story, showing Nolan's talent for creating different and exciting narratives. There's a different kind of excitement for Oppenheimer. It might not be a typical big-budget blockbuster, but people are really looking forward to it. This is because people are excited to see Nolan go back to focusing more on the characters in his films, something a lot of his fans have been hoping for. After seeing films like Dunkirk, where we watched unnamed soldiers fighting to survive, or Tenet, which was led by a character without much personal history, it's exciting to look forward to a film that goes back to Nolan's earlier focus on character-driven stories. While Dunkirk and Tenet were great movies in their own way, and their styles fit the stories they were telling, Oppenheimer reminds us of earlier films like Memento, Insomnia, The Prestige, and even Batman Begins. These films all had something in common. Oppenheimer will cover 45 years of life in just 3 hours, giving us a full look into the character's mind and the world around him. Fans loved Nolan's earlier films for these deep looks into the characters and their problems. What makes Oppenheimer even more interesting is the big issue it deals with, the creation of the atomic bomb. But Nolan promises to tell a very personal, first-person story, seeing the whole story through Oppenheimer's eyes. This way, we can get to know the main character better, getting a look into the mind of one of the most important people in history. Nolan and his team also plan to give us a new kind of visual experience. We'll see atoms moving and scientific processes happening right in Oppenheimer's mind. This unique movie technique promises to take the story to a new level, improving the biopic genre. This is what we can expect from Nolan's take on Oppenheimer's story, based on Kai Bird and Martin Sherwin's American Prometheus. It's a smart move by Nolan to let us see the world through Oppenheimer's eyes, making the complicated story easier to understand and more personal. The book about Oppenheimer gives a general overview of his life, including dialogue moments and detailed descriptions of trial scenes after the bomb was made. But it describes early life events and other big moments in the usual way biopics do. Nolan plans to bring these scenes to life and make us feel like we're experiencing them ourselves. Nolan is known for telling stories in a realistic way, which we can see in his past films. For example, His film Dunkirk made veterans cry because it showed events in a very real way. In Interstellar, he used real scientific calculations to show what a black hole looks like, resulting in a visually stunning, if not scientifically perfect, image. So, I believe that Nolan's focus on details in showing Oppenheimer's 45-year journey will make the main messages and themes of the story even more powerful. Plus, seeing this directly from Oppenheimer's perspective will make it even more moving. From reading the book, I know it's full of moments of high tension, emotional breakdowns, and thrilling parts, all of which create a captivating story. As with any Nolan film, the main themes are universal and relatable, promising a movie experience that will connect with everyone. Oppenheimer's story is seen as a warning about being too proud and the power of intelligence in a world where feelings are important. It's a story of distrust from every side, political, scientific, and personal. More than that, it's about the race against time to make the first atomic bomb, an event that changed our world a lot. This connects with everyone because our world wouldn't be the same if these events hadn't happened. Oppenheimer is a unique film by director Nolan that focuses on the life of Oppenheimer himself. Unlike Nolan's previous movies, this one delves deeper into the person's story rather than featuring world-changing events. The film combines black and white with color sequences and uses a special IMAX camera for close-up shots and dialogue scenes, making it even more fascinating. Nolan's practical filmmaking approach and his use of IMAX for intimate moments elevate the biopic genre. He values both stunning visuals and a compelling story, which sets him apart from other filmmakers. Nolan shoots on real film and presents it in the grandest format, 70mm, ensuring a captivating cinematic experience. With Oppenheimer, he goes even further by using new IMAX cameras, shooting black and white IMAX for the first time and creating new film holders for this lengthy film. His dedication to preserving film and his passion for the cinema industry shine through in this project. This passion from a director who seeks to push the boundaries both visually and story-wise is why I'm incredibly excited about Oppenheimer. Nolan focuses on stories that fascinate him and he believes will captivate the audience. It's not accidental that Oppenheimer's themes reflect today's world issues. Nolan aims to showcase these themes in an enormous, yet intimate way. This kind of accomplishment is far greater than any Oscar. Regardless of the scale of his films, Nolan infuses them with his own interests and a piece of himself. His level of passion is rare among today's large-scale filmmakers. This could be why Oppenheimer might end up being his best work yet. In my opinion, Nolan seems to be bringing together all the best bits from his previous movies into this important story, Oppenheimer. While my favorite Nolan film so far is Inception, I believe that Oppenheimer has the potential to top that. It ticks all the boxes. It's an engaging story that everyone can relate to. It features a character who is deeply explored, and it's making strides in filmmaking and IMAX, all in the context of a biopic, which typically isn't as grand. Whether Oppenheimer ends up being an amazing film or one of Nolan's less successful ones, I'm still incredibly excited for it. This is based on Nolan's past record, what we've heard about the film so far, and my knowledge of the story it's based on. Regardless of the outcome, I'm certain that Nolan will bring us something we've never seen before, while also giving us his unique directorial touch. We don't have much longer to wait. With the film's release date on July 21 Saint, I plan to leave all expectations at the door and simply immerse myself in what Nolan has created. Are you as excited for Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer as I am? Do you think it could be one of his best character-focused films? I'd love to hear what you're most looking forward to.